Hi everyone, my name is Alexis from Chitati West Campus.
And I'm Sherleen. In this video, we'll be presenting our research entitled The Racism Fight, the Role of Gatekeeper Modeling in Preventing the Development of Racial Discrimination Behavior in Adolescents. On May 25, 2020, an innocent African-American man named George Floyd was murdered by the police. Since then, his death has inspired millions to join the Black Lives Matter movement, which discusses police brutality and the long overdue issue of racism. No human is born a racist. The tabula rasa theory states that humans are all born as blank slates. A previous research conducted by Skinner, Meltzoff, and Olsen found that children can catch social bias from negative signals expressed by adults. This study aims to investigate the effect of gatekeeper modeling on racial discrimination behavior in order to prevent the development of racial discrimination behavior in adolescents as a way to reduce and eliminate the act of racial discrimination once and for all.
Our null hypothesis is that gatekeeper modeling has no effect on racial discrimination behavior in adolescents.
The research hypothesis is that gatekeeper modeling has an effect on racial discrimination behavior in adolescents. We came to the realization that racial discrimination has been the longest battle that humanity has yet come to solve. For that reason, we asked ourselves the question, how can gatekeeper modeling prevent the development of racial discrimination behavior in adolescents? To help us investigate our research, we gathered a few theories to help prove our investigation. The first theory is the social cognitive theory by Albert Bandura. Using his infamous Bobo doll experiment, he concluded three things. The first one is behavior is gathered by the adolescent from the people around them. The second one is adolescents imitate people who look most like them, including gender, facial features, and other variables. The third one is children take into account of their actions and how it affects other people around them. After his Bobo doll experiment, Bandura also created a cognitive model that is composed out of 4 steps. The second theory is the gatekeeper theory. It was first initiated by Kurt Lewin. According to him, people in society who decide what information or behavior is shared into groups are called gatekeepers. Kurt states that gatekeepers' role is to be able to filter what information or message an adolescent will receive. Racism, according to the video, provides advantages to someone's own in-group and harms another group that is defined by racial characteristics. Henry Tajfel's social identity theory allows us to understand further on racism. Tajfel theorizes that it is only normal for the human brain to group and categorize people. It may be using religion, race, and other variables, but sometimes humans act upon these differences aggressively. In some cases, some humans will harm other groups to make their own self-image better, allowing them to feel far more superior than other groups.
This study uses a true experimental method with the independent variable being gatekeeper modeling and the dependent variable being racial discrimination behavior. First participants will be chosen via opportunity sampling out of Chitahatiwa students of ages 10 to 19 and they'll be given a specifically modified version of J.B. McConaughey's moderate racism scale, and participants with high racial discrimination levels will be used as subjects and will be randomly allocated to the control group and the experimental group. There will be 2 sessions. In the first session, participants will be exposed to gatekeeper modeling where their teacher, as their gatekeeper, shares positive anti-racism values. In the second session, participants will be shown a video showcasing positive anti-racism behaviors. Then their final racial discrimination levels will be measured and will be processed using statistical analysis. A significant value of lower than 0.05 in Spearman's correlation indicates that there is a relationship between gatekeeper modeling and racial discrimination behavior. Similarly, a significant value lower than 0.05 in the non-parametric man-with-EU test indicates that there is a difference between the results of the control group and the experimental group, and therefore it can then be concluded that gatekeeper modeling has an effect on racial discrimination behavior in adolescents.
So in conclusion, through Lewin's gatekeeper theory, which suggests that the development of racial discrimination behavior in adolescents can be prevented through verbal sharing of positive anti-racism values by gatekeepers, and Bandura's social cognitive theory, which implies that positive anti-racism behavior can be imitated just by the environment, we expect that through our methodology, we would be able to prove that we can prevent racism through correct gatekeeper modeling. So that's it for our presentation. Thank you for listening and God bless.